heaven that I am thus and thus, and that which we profanely term our fortunes is the provision of the power above, fitted and shaped just to that strength of nature which we are born with. But I, from such an humble bench of birth, should step as 'twere up to my country's head, and give the law out there. I, in my father's life, who take prerogative and tithe of knees from elder kinsmen, and him bind by my place to give the smooth and dexter we to me, that owed him by nature. Sure these things, not physicked by respect, might turn our blood to much corruption, but more, the more thou hast, either of honor, office, wealth, and calling, which might excite thee to embrace and hug them, the more do thou in serpents' natures think them. And let this be thy maxim. To be great is, when the thread of hazard is once spun, a bottom great wound up, greatly undone. Come on, sir. Are you ready?
Yes, my lord. I stand but on a few points. I shall have done presently. I have practised your lordship so well that I think I should go proud, my lord.
'Tis fit thou shouldest wax proud, or else thou'lt ne'er be near allied to greatness. Observe me, sirrah, the learned clerk Erasmus is arrived within our English court. Last night, I hear, he feasted with our English-honored poet, the Earl of Surrey, and I learned today the famous clerk of Rotterdam will visit Sir Thomas More. Therefore, sir, take my seat. You are Lord Chancellor. Dress your behavior according to my carriage. Beware you talk not over much, for 'twill betray thee. Who prays not much seems wise. His wit few scan, for the tongue blabs, takes of the imperfect man. How see if great Erasmus can distinguish merit in outward ceremony?
If I do not deserve a share for playing of your lordship well, let me be your man, usher to your sumpter, and be banished from wearing a gold chain forever.
Well, sir, I'll hide our motion. Act my part with a firm boldness, and thou winnest my heart.
Now, great Erasmus, you approach the presence of a most worthy, learned gentleman. This little isle holds not a truer friend unto the arts, nor doth his greatness add a famed flourish to his worthy parts. He's great in study, that's the status grace, that gains more reverence than the outward place.
Report, my lord, hath crossed the narrow seas, and to the several parts of Christendom, hath borne the fame of your Lord Chancellor. Is that Sir Thomas More?
It is, Erasmus. Now shall you view the honorable scholar, the most religious politician, the worthiest counselor that tends our state. That study is the general watch of England. In it the prince's peace and the safety that shines upon the commonwealth are forged by loyal industry.
I doubt him not to be as near to the life of excellence as you proclaim him, when his meanest servants are of some weight. You saw, my lord, his porter give entertainment to us at the gate in Latin good phrase. What's the master then, when such good parts shine in his meanest men?
His lordship has some weighty business, for see as yet he takes no notice in us.
I think 'twere best I did my duty to him in a short Latin speech.
I prithee, good Erasmus, be covered. I have forsworn, speaking of Latin else, as I am true counselor, I tickle you with a speech. Nay, sit, Erasmus, sit, my good lord of Surrey. I'll make my lady come to you anon, if she will, and give you entertainment.
Is this Sir Thomas More?
O good Erasmus, you must conceive his vein. He is ever furnished with these conceits.
Yes, faith, my learned poet, both not lie for that matter. I'm neither more nor less than merry Sir Thomas always. What's up with me? I love a powerless wise fellow that smells of a politician better than a long progress.
We are deluded. This is not his lordship.
Fool, painted barbarism, retire thyself into thy first creation. Thus you see, my loving learned friends, how far respect waits often on the ceremonious train of base illiterate wealth, whilst men of schools shrouded in poverty are counted fools. Pardon, thou reverend German, I've mixed a slighted jest for the fair entertainment of thy most worthy self. For know, Erasmus, mirth wrinkles up my face, and I still crave, when that forsakes me, I may hug my grave.
to my lord of Shrewsbury.
The like unto the honored Earl of Surrey. Down comes my lord of Rochester.
Good morrow, my good lords.
I wonder that my good Lord Chancellor does stay so long, considering there's matters of high importance to be scanned upon.
Yon comes his lordship.
Good morrow to this fair assembly. Come, my good lords, let's sit. O serious square, upon this little board is daily scanned the health and preservation of the land. We, the physicians that effect this good, now by choice diet, anon by letting blood, our toil and careful watching brings the king in league with slumbers to which peace doth sing. Avoid the room there. What business, lords, today?
This, my good lord, about the entertainment of the emperor gets a perfidious French into our pay.
My lords, I will agree that France now hath recovered her full strength, as having new recovered the pale blood which war has sluiced forth. And I consent to this, that the conjunction of our English forces with the arms of Germany may sooner bring this prize of conquest in. But then, my lords, if the empire's sovereign chance to put his plea of partnership in war's court, swords should decide the difference, and our blood and private tears lament his entertainment.
To doubt the worst is steal the wise man's shield that arms him safely. But the world knows this. The emperor's a man of royal faith. His love unto herself brings him down from his imperial seat to march in pay under our English flag, and wear the cross like some high order on his manly breast. Thus serving he's not master of himself, but like a colonel commanding other, is by the general overawed himself.
Yes, my good lord.
Let me conclude my speech. As subjects share no portion in the conquest, other than the merit that from the sovereign guerdons the true subject. So the good emperor will not soil his honor with the theft of English spoil.
There is no question, but this entertainment will be most honorable, most commodious. I've often heard good captains wish to have rich soldiers to attend them, such as would fight both for their lives and livings. Such a one is the good emperor. I would to God we had 10,000 of such able men. Then there would appear no court, no city, but where the wars were they'd pay themselves. Then prevent in French wars England's loss. Let German flags wave with our English cross.
My lords, his majesty hath sent by me these articles enclosed, first to be viewed, and then to subscribe to. I tender them in that due reverence which befits this place.
Subscribe these letters? Stay, let us pause. Our conscience first shall parley with our laws. My lord of Rochester, view you the paper.
Subscribe to these, now good Sir Thomas Palmer. My heart will check my hand whilst I do right. Subscribing so, I were an hypocrite.
Do you refuse it then, my lord?
I do, Sir Thomas.
Then here I summon you forthwith to appear before his majesty, to answer there this capital contempt.
I rise in part, in lieu of this, to tender him my heart.
Would please your honor to subscribe, my lord.
Sir, tell his highness I entreat some time for to be thinking of this task. In the meanwhile, I do resign mine office into my sovereign's hands.
Then here is prepared order from the king. On your refusal, you shall straight depart unto your house at Chelsea, to you know our sovereign's further pleasure.
Most willingly I go. My lords, if you visit me at Chelsea, we'll go a-fishing, and with a kenning net, not like weak film, we'll catch none but the great. Farewell, my good noble lords. Why, this is right. Good morrow to the sun, to state good night.
Will you subscribe, my lords?
Instantly, good Sir Thomas. We'll bring the writing unto our sovereign.
My lord of Rochester, you must with me to answer this contempt.
This is the worst, who's freed from life is from all care exempt.
'Tis strange that my Lord Chancellor should refuse the duty that the law of God bequeaths unto the king.
Come, let us in. No doubt his mind will outturn the bishops too. Error and learned heads hath much to do.
so sad?
Troth, son, I know not what. I am not sick, and yet I am not well. I would be merry, but somewhat lies so heavy on my heart. I cannot choose but sigh. You are a scholar. I pray you tell me, may one credit dreams?
Why ask you that, dear madam?
Because tonight I had the strangest dream that e'er my sleep was troubled with. Methought 'twas night, and that the king and queen went on the Thames in barges to hear music. My lord and I were in a little boat. Methought, Lord, Lord, what strange things live in slumbers. And being near, we grappled to the barge that bare the king. But after many pleasing voices spent in that still moving music house, methought the violence of the stream did sever us quite from the golden fleet, and hurried us unto the bridge, which with unused horror we entered at full tide. Thence some light shoot, being carried by the waves, our boat stood still, just opposite the tower, and there it turned, and turned about, as when a whirlpool sucks the circled waters. Methought that we both cried, till that we sunk, where arm in arm we died.
Give no respect, dear madam, to fond dreams, for they are but slight illusions of the blood.
Tell me not all are so, for often dreams are true diviners, either good or ill. I cannot be in quiet till I hear how my lord fares.
Nor I. Come hither, wife. I will not fright thy mother to interpret the nature of a dream, but trust me, sweet, this night I have been troubled with thy father beyond all thought.
Truly, and so have I. Methought I saw him here in Chelsea Church, standing upon the rude loft, now defaced. And whilst he kneeled and prayed before the image, it fell with him too into the upper choir, where my poor father lay all stained in blood.
Our dreams all meet in one conclusion. Fatal, I fear.
What's that you talk? I pray you let me know it.
Nothing, good mother.
This is your fashion still. I must know nothing. Call Master Catesby. He shall straight to court and see how my lord does. I shall not rest until my heart lean panting on his breast.
See when my father comes, joyful and merry.
As seamen past a troubled storm, dance on the pleasant shore, so I. Oh, I can speak now like a poet. Now, for God, I'm passing life. God bless ye. Son Roper, give me your hand.
Your honors, welcome home.
Honor. And how does what?
He bears himself most strangely.
Will your lordship in?
Lordship. No, wife, that's gone. The ground was slight that we did lead upon.
Lord, that your honor ne'er will leave these jests. In faith, it ill becomes ye.
Oh, good wife, honor and jest are both together fled. The merriest counsellor of England's dead.
Who's that, my lord?
Still, Lord, the Lord Chancellor, wife.
That's you.
Certain, but I've changed my life. Am I not leaner than I was before? The fat is gone. My title's only more. Contented with one style, let it rest. They that have many names are not still best. I resign mine office. Countess me not wise?
Oh.
Come, bring not female children your eyes. The king will have it so.
What's the offense?
Hush, let that pass. We'll talk of that anon. The king seems physician to my fate. His princely mind would train me back to state.
Then be his patient, my most honored father.
No, wife, be merry, and be merry all. You smiled at rising, weep not at my fall. Let's in, and here joy like you private friends, since days of pleasure have repentant ends. The light of greatness is with triumph born, it sets at midday oft, with public scorn.
kind persuasions, honorable lords, I can but thank ye for. But in this breast there lives a soul that aims at higher things than temporary pleasing earthly kings. God bless his highness, even with all my heart. We shall meet one day, though that now we part.
We not misdoubt your wisdom can discern what best befits it. Yet in love and zeal, we could entreat it might be otherwise.
No doubt your fatherhood were by yourself considered better of the present case, and grows great in favor as before.
For that as pleaseth God in my restraint. From worldly causes I shall better see into myself than of proud liberty. The tower and I will privately confer of things wherein at freedom I may err. But I am troublesome unto your honors, and hold ye longer than becomes my duty. Master Lieutenant, I am your charge. Though you keep my body, yet my love waits on my king, and you while Fisher lives.
Farewell, my lord. We'll pray for your release, and labor it as we may.
Thereof assure yourself, and so do we leave ye, and to your happy private thoughts bequeath ye.
Good morrow, good Sir Roper. Sit, good madam, upon an humble seat the time so craves. Rest your good heart on earth, the roof of graves. You see the floor of greatness is uneven, the cricket in high throne alike near heaven. Now, daughters, you that like to branches spread and give best shadow to a private house, be comforted, my girls, your hopes stand fair. Virtue breeds gentry, she makes the best heir.
Good morrow to your honor. Good morrow to your honor.
Nay, good night rather, your honour's crestfallen with your happy father.
What formality, what square observance lives in a little room?
True, son.
We are here at peace,
And peace, good wife.
for keeping still in compass, a strange point in time's new navigation. We have sailed beyond our course.
Have done.
We are exiled the court.
Still thou harpest on that. 'Tis sin for to deserve that banishment, but he that ne'er knew courts we content.
Oh, but dear husband,
I will not hear thee, wife. The winding labyrinth of thy strange discourse will ne'er have end. Still, and my good wife, entreat thy tongue be still, or credit me, thou shalt not understand a word we speak, we'll talk in Latin. More rests, enjoys the subject meanly bred, than he that bears the kingdom in his head.
Good sir, be still yourself, and but remember how, in this general court of short-lived pleasure, the world, creation is the ample food, which is digested through the maw of time. Most honored father-in-law, the blood you have bequeathed these several hearts to nourish your posterity stands firm.
Now will I speak like Moor in melancholy, for if Greece power could with her sharpest darts pierce my firm bosom, his sufficient cause. to take my farewell of mirth's hurtle's laws. Poor humble lady, thou the word of late, placed with the noblest women of the land, invited to their angel company, seeming a bright star in the courtly sphere, why shouldst thou like a widow sit thus low, and all thy fair consorts small from the clouds that overdrip thy beauty and thy worth? I'll tell you the true cause. The court, like heaven, extends not the anger of the prince, and being more well composed of gilded earth, shines on them on whom the king does shine, smiles if he smile, declines if he decline. Yet, seeing both are mortal, court and king shed not one tear for any earthly thing. For, so God pardon me in my saddest hour, thou hast no more occasion to lament, nor these, nor those, my exile from the court. No, no, this body's torture wert imposed, as commonly disgraces of great men are the full warnings of a hasty death, than to behold me after many a toil, honored with endless rest. Perchance the king, seeing the court is full of vanity, hath pity, lest our souls should be misled, and sends us to a life contemplative. Oh, happy banishment from worldly pride, when souls by private life are sanctified.
Ah, but I fear some plot against your life.
Why then, 'tis thus. The king of his high grace, seeing my faithful service to the state, intends to send me to the king of heaven for a rich present, where my soul shall prove a true member of his majesty. Come, prithee mourn not, the worst chance is death, and that brings endless joy for fickle breath.
Ah, but your children.
Tush, let them alone. Say they be stripped from this poor painted cloth, this outside of the earth, left houseless, bare. They have minds instructed how to gather more. There's no man that's ingenious can be poor. And therefore, do not weep, my little ones, though you lose all the earth. Keep your souls even, and you shall find inheritance in heaven.
My lord, there are new lights at the gate. The Earls of Surrey and Shrewsbury. They expect you in the inner court.
Entreat their lordships come into the hall.
What news with them?
Why, how now, wife? They are but come to visit their old friend.
Oh, I fear.
Why shouldest thou fear, fond woman? Here, let me live estranged from great men's looks. They are like golden flies on leaden hooks.
Good Sir Thomas.
Good day, good madam.
Welcome, my good lords. What ails your lordships look so melancholy? Oh, I know, you live at court, and the court tide is only friend to visit.
Oh, good Sir Thomas, we are sent to you once more from the king to ask, mild sovereign, to ask you once more if you'll sign on these articles he sent you the other day. Be well advised, for on my honor, Lord, grave Dr. Fisher, Bishop of Rochester, at the self-same instant attached with you, is sent unto the Tower for the like obstinacy. His Majesty hath only sent you prisoner to your house, but if you now fail to subscribe, a stricter course will follow.
Oh, my dear husband.
Dear father. Dear father.
See, my lord, this partner and these subjects to my flesh prove rebels to my conscience. But, my lord, if I refuse, must I unto the Tower?
You must, my lord.
Oh!
Be patient, good madam.
Be brief, my lord, for we are limited unto an hour.
Unto an hour, 'tis well.
My dear loving husband, if you respect not me, yet think upon your daughters.
Wife, stand up. I have bethought me, and now satisfy the king's good pleasure.
Oh, happy alteration.
Come then, subscribe, my lord.
I'm right glad of this your fair conversion.
Oh, pardon me, I will subscribe to go unto the Tower, with all submissive willingness, and there to add my bones, to strengthen the foundation of Julius Caesar's palace. Now, my lords, I'll satisfy the king even with my blood. To a great prison, to discharge the strife commenced twixt conscience and my frailer life. More now must march. Chelsea, adieu. Adieu, strange farewell. Thou shalt ne'er more see more true, for I shall ne'er see thee more. Wife, might not thy indifferent faith be wise? More's widow's husband, he must make thee rise. Daughters, dear son, possess my virtue that I ne'er gave. Brave Moor, thus lightly walks to a quick grave. Mind you my course in prayer. By what right to prison? To heaven, through air. Master Lieutenant, is the warrant come? If it be so, let us know it.
My lord, it is.
When is the execution of your warrant?
Tomorrow morning.
So, sir, I thank thee. I've not lived so ill I fear to die. Master Lieutenant, what news of my Lord of Rochester?
Yesterday morning, he was put to death.
The peace of soul sleep with him. He was a learned and reverend prelate, and a rich man, believe me.
If he were rich, what is Sir Thomas More, that all his while had been Lord Chancellor.
Say so, Master Lieutenant. What do you think a man that with my time had held my place might purchase?
Perhaps, my lord, £2,000 a year.
Master Lieutenant, I protest to you, I've never had the means in all my life to purchase £1,400 a year. I think I am the poorest chancellor that ever was in England, though I could wish for credit of the place my estate were better.
It's very strange.
It will be found as true. I think, sir, with most part of my coin, I've purchased as strange commodities as ever you heard tell of in your life.
Commodities, my lord. Might I without offence inquire of them?
Crutches, Master Lieutenant, and bear cloaks, for halting soldiers and poor needy scholars have had my gettings to the chancery. To think but what a cheat the crown shall have at my attainer. I pray thee, if thou beest a gentleman, get but a copy of my inventory. That potted poet that was given me made me very unthrift. For this is disease attends us all. Poets were never thrifty, never shall.
Oh, noble Moor, my lord, your wife, your son-in-law, and daughter.
So welcome! Welcome, wife and girls! Why do you weep? Because I didn't ease. Did you not see, when I was chancellor, I was so cloyed with suitors every hour, I could not sleep, nor dine, nor sup in quiet. He is not of this. Here I can sit and talk with my honest keeper half a day together, laugh and be merry. Why then should you weep?
These tears, my lord, for this your long restraint, hope had dried up, that we, yet although imprisoned, might have had your life.
To live in prison, what a life were that! The king, I thank him, loves me more than so. Tomorrow I shall be at liberty to go even whither I can, after I have dispatched my business.
Oh, husband, husband, yet submit yourself. Have care of your wife and children.
Wife, so I have, and I leave you all through his protection, have the power to keep you safer than I can. That father of the widow and the orphan.
The world, my lord, has ever held you wise, and it shall be no distaste unto your wisdom, to yield to the opinion of the court.
I have deceived myself, I must acknowledge, and as you say, son Roper, to confess the same, it will be no disparagement at all.
Father, his majesty, upon your meek submission, will yet this day receive you to his grace, and as great credit as you were before.
Faith, my lord the king hath appointed me to do a little business. If that will pass, my girl, thou then shouldst see what I would say to him about the matter.
Dear father, dear father.
Dear lord and husband,
Be comforted, good wife, to live and love my children. With thee leave I all my care for them. Son Roper, for my sake, that hath loved thee well, and for her virtue's sake cherish my child. Girl, be not proud, but of thy husband's love. Ever retain thy virtuous modesty. Thy modesty is such a comely garment, and is never out of fashion, since it's fair upon the meaner woman as the empress. No stuff that gold can buy is half so rich, nor ornament that so becomes a woman. Live all and love together, and thereby you give your father a rich obsequy.
Your blessing, dear father. Your blessing, dear father.
I must be gone. God bless you. To talk with God, who now doth call.
my dear husband,
Sweet wife, good night, good night. God send us all his everlasting light.
I think before this hour, more heavy hearts ne'er parted in the tower.
Oh, is this the place? I promise you it is a goodly scaffold. In sooth, I have come about a headless errand. I have not much to say now I am here. Well, let's ascend in God's name. In troth, methinks your stair is somewhat weak. I prithee, honest friend, lend me thy hand to help me up. As for my coming down, let me alone, I'll look to that myself. My lord Shrewsbury, give me your hands, yet before we part. Ye see, though it pleaseth the king to raise me thus high, yet I am not proud. For the higher I mount, the better I can see my friends about me. I am now on a far voyage, and this strange wooden horse must bear me thither. Yet I perceive by your looks, you like my bargain so ill that there's not one of thee all dare venture with me.
My lord, 'twere good you published to the world your great offense unto his majesty.
My lord, I bequeath this legacy to the hangman, and do it instantly. I confess, his majesty hath been ever good to me. My offense unto his highness makes me a state pleader, a stage player, though I am old and have a bad voice, to act this last scene of my tragedy. I'll send him for my trespass a reverend head, somewhat bald, for it is not requisite any head should stand covered to so high majesty. If that content him not, because I think my body will then do me small pleasure, let him but bury it and take it.
my Lord, hold conference with your soul. You see, my Lord, the time of life is short.
I see it, my good lord. I dispatched that business last night. I have come hither only to be let blood by the hangman. My doctor here tells me 'tis good for the headache.
I beseech you, my lord, forgive me.
Forgive the honest fellow? Why?
For your death, my lord.
Oh, my death. I'd rather it were in thy power to forgive me, for thou hast the sharpest action against me. The law, my honest friend, lies in thy hands now. Use thy fee. And, my good fellow, let my suit be dispatched presently. 'Tis all one pain to die a lingering death, and to live in the continual mill of a lawsuit. For I can tell ye, my neck is so short, that if thou shouldst behead 100 noblemen like myself, thou wouldst ne'er get credit by it. Therefore, look thee, sir, do it handsomely, or of my word, thou shalt ne'er deal with me hereafter.
I'll take an order for that, my lord.
Point me to the block. I ne'er was here before.
To the east side, my lord.
Then to the east. We go to sigh, that o'er to sleep in rest. Here more forsakes all mirth, good reason why. The fool of flesh must with a frail life die. No eye salute my trunk with a sad tear. Our birth to heaven should be thus, void of fear.
A very learned, worthy gentleman seals air with his blood. Come, will to court. Let's sadly hence to perfect unknown fates, whilst he tends progress unto the state of states.